Hello and welcome to the IMBA Cup. This is the game to decide who plays Lucian in the semifinal. We have Curry, who actually just eliminated Tag Rock, so a very good win for Curry. And he is going to be facing Uberge3k, who's also EF. Actually, Uberge3k and Curry already played each other round 2, where Uberge3k got the win. There it was Seraphim on Seraphim. The desert map here, it's very different, mostly an ocean, 6 islands, well 6 big islands and a whole bunch of small ones, and it's all about drops, things like that, so pretty tough to play. We noticed that first ground from Curry, then he's spamming powers, quite a few rocks, and we have a bomber coming in from Uber. Interesting to note about these two players, they played in a team in a 2v2 in the last APC where they lost to Saduga and Yama. So they definitely know each other. So quite a bit of history. Let's see, and you got this bomber coming in, plenty of targets. It's a UEF bomber, a minute 2. It's quite a large map. So you can see all these targets for Uber. He's going to take out an NG. You can see Curry right away going for air. And you can see the flag causes Uberge3k to fly away. He's going to look for all these NGs that are expanding. Should be able to catch this one. So Uber really traded that bomber for quite a bit of power. If you look at Curry's base, he's got quite a bit more built, quite a few more mass extractors, and now we see this bomber has spotted this NG. Get another kill. So 2 kills so far for Uberge3k's bomber. And you can see a lot of still no transports yet. Now we see a transport finally at minute 4 from Uberge3k. Now let's see, yeah, this bomber is not going to look for the other expanding NG. So far an NG on the first island plus an expanding NG. Now Curry going for more. It looks like it's going to be 4 air factories for Curry. And he's not upgrading any mass extractors, but should have plenty of power. Actually, well, yeah. Still no upgrades. There is an interceptor now for Curry. He's going to try to find this bomber. Of course, the radars don't really cover this much area this early on. And here come the transports. This is the first transport from Uberge3k. He's going to take over his island. Looks like he's going to drop off 2 NGs, and the other 4 are going to fly to Curry's expansion. He's going to try to encroach on Curry's territory, but Curry's got 4 interceptors flying in this area, anticipating. And here comes another kill for this bomber. This is the early bomber from Uberge3k. 3 kills for that bomber. It's going to be that was very timely interceptors for Curry. He prevents a drop on this island. That would have been pretty devastating. All that Curry has is some NGs walking in that direction. And an early air fight. Looks like it's going to be 4v3, and actually Curry just flies away. He's going to fly to his other island, it seems, yes. And you can see this transport from Curry. He's going to use it to drop on both the islands. Looks like the ACU for Uberge3k is walking over to one of his expansion islands. And so far from Uberge3k, quite a bit of power. He got upgrading to T2. 2 air factories, 2 land factories, and just air plus transport spam. And on the islands, you can see in the middle you got factories, multiple land factories, getting the mass extractors. Also a lot to reclaim on these islands. See, very similar. It's going to be a factory in the middle, multiple factories for Curry. And it appears that coming up on minute 7, the islands are going to be split very even. Here comes the drop from Uberge3k. Is going to try to drop this island. That should be a pretty good battle, but it looks like it's a little late. Plenty of interceptors for Curry. But now it might be interesting with the pretty large air force coming in from Uberge3k. This is something like 9 planes. Definitely has the numbers. Yeah, it's going to be air domination for Uberge3k over this island, so this drop is going to be successful. Multiple land factories, however, for Curry. Here comes the Air Force for Curry. We got a note, T2 gunships out for Curry, so we got first T2 tech. And I can see this drop, 6 NGs, they're going to get a PD. Here comes a tank for Curry. That's not going to be successful. He won't even kill a single NG now. Second PD coming up for Uberge3k. Yeah, this factory is going to die, so Artie, the right choice. Going to outrange these guns, kill the NGs. And this is going to be a crucial factory for Curry now. Yeah, there goes that factory. 6 kills, 7 kills so far for this PD, and now a factory being built. T2 gunships coming in for Curry, and this should be pretty easy. You can see a anti-air turret for Curry getting destroyed by for Uberge3k getting destroyed by Curry. And actually now some interceptors flying over one of Uberge3k's expansions. It's 2 large air forces for Curry. Surprising nobody played Aeon. Swiftwinds really have a high advantage here. They do have a higher speed. The T1 interceptors. Now we're gonna have this air fight. Yeah, that gunship got shot out of the air by Uberge3k. But now we do see these RDs have been successfully made by Curry. They're gonna be devastating against this PD plus this factory. So it looks like Curry will hang on to this island, but some trouble for him. See absolutely no trouble. Well, we saw some T2 gunships attempted to attack stationary flak. There's plenty of flak here for at least 5 flak here for Uberge3k, so good anti-air defense. If we look at the mainland for Uberge3k, the initial island, a lot of T2 mass extractors, basically every single one except one T1 mass extractor left. That's a lot of teching for Uberge3k, plus he's got a navy going, some T1, some submarines. It appears that all that Curry's doing is getting multiple factories to T2. He's got some T2 power. This is something Uberge3k doesn't have yet. And he's making Janus. These are good, very good bombers. T2 bombers. Although Cybern are probably better, but you can see Uberge3k here using the drops much more than Curry so far. Curry just basically dropped on this island one time. We've seen many aggressive drops from Uberge3k, and now we see actually a drop that's going directly to the main base of Curry, and this is going to be pretty ambitious. Now we see first naval plans for Curry. You can see a PD attempt, but the gunships, yeah, those are doomed NGs. A suicide mission for Uberge3k there. Interesting to note that Uberge3k is walking back with his ACU to the mainland, and it appears that T2 land being constructed by Uberge3k on one of the expansions, and still T1 plus more T2 mass extractors, so a lot of teching from Uberge3k so far. I see quite a bit of T2 air here for Curry. Still bombers plus some torpedo bombers. And not too many T2 mass extractors. So here at minute 14, Curry has reclaimed 4,200. Uberge3k 87,000. Pretty big power problems for Uberge3k, but big mass reclamation advantage so far. You can see scouting for Uberge3k is coming in with a bomber. It looks like a lot of interceptors going here. So this interceptor really spooked Curry, and now he's responding. Well, maybe not all the way. So this bomber, these units are really bunched up together. They can be pretty vulnerable. Yeah, that was very nice. A very nice bomb from Uberge3k. And now we got a pretty massive T2 Air Force coming in for Curry. Now look at this sideways. Yeah, here they come. You gotta remember Uberge3k's ACU is in the water. We do have cruisers now for Uberge3k, excellent anti-air capability. You can see a pretty large air force for Uberge3k as well. He just totally dominated this T1 air fight. And now here comes torpedo bombers for Curry. They only get one pass, but they knock down Uberge3k's ACU down to 6,000 health. But they really only get one pass. And this cruiser also getting quite a few kills. Now here come the T2 bombers. And actually Uberge3k goes down to 1,500. Walks back into the water now. 500 health. And that was very nice. So a couple more bombers and Uberge3k would have been taken out. See a whole bunch of torpedo bombers coming in, but Uberge3k is now out of the water and is going to get under a shield. So an opportunity missed, but a crucial cruiser here. 10 kills for Uberge3k plus a nice Tech 1 air domination. And we gotta say, there's T2 mass extractors all over the place for Uberge3k. He must have a very good. And we got T2 ground. Appears that it's on both islands. Oh, we got these torpedo bombers coming in, plus this Janus. Gonna try to take out this cruiser. That was a nice dodge from the cruiser. Actually survived that. You can see all those bombers just disappeared into the cloud of Uberge3k's anti-air. And you can see the plan. Looks like T3 air for Curry. He's only working on his fourth T2 power. He's also got T2 Navy. He's got a destroyer coming out. But in terms of economy, a huge advantage for Uberge3k. And here come Riptides. These are the best amphibious tanks in the game, at least the T2. This is going to be pretty devastating. It's going to be T1 versus T2, and these amphibious units are extremely good for UEF. They're just going to slaughter. They're also really nice to micro, move sideways very well. Of course, very rapid fire rate. Don't really waste too many shots. So excellent units to micro. Total air domination plus this amphibious force has just taken out one of Curry's expansion islands. And we got a similar situation coming up for Uberge3k. Here comes minute 20. Has very nice amphibious forces coming in on both sides, plus Navy down the middle. Curry is still working on T2 air. Actually now making some T3 gunships, T2 gunships, T3 gunships. You might be thinking about an ACU drop or something like that. That would be nice, but he's probably not going to do that, just the T1 ACU, but a lot of gunships. These are T2. It will be very difficult to use those given that Curry does not have air control. And it looks like the Navy is going to the other expansion island. It's for the most part T1, actually a couple T2 mass extractors, but a lot of NGs, still all T1, and this is going to be a devastating bomb. Oh, it just completely missed. That's tragic that those bombers missed, but this is like slaughter. This is terrible. This is so terrible. That was a lot of kills. That was 10, 9 kills, 12. Yeah, this is very devastating. Air, Navy, and ground. These gunships here are trying to save their people, but that'll be very difficult for Curry. And it looks like a fourth island now for Uberge3k. He's got some NGs dropping off. He's got plenty of units to secure that island. And at the main base for Uberge3k, he's under multiple shields, plenty of T2 power. It's pretty big naval spam now for Uberge3k. And you can see Curry's second expansion falls as well. This Navy, not much you can do against it. Also got this hero cruiser here that dodged some bombers, saved Uberge3k's ACU. And I can see Curry completely losing everything except his main base, and he's coming in with a whole bunch of gunships going directly into Uberge3k's base. He's going to have air control, at least locally. There are cruisers in the area, and Uberge3k sitting on the edge of water and land. And these gunships are just going to get slaughtered. Looks like he's looking for Uberge3k's ACE, but Uberge3k is going to go into the water. And now here comes Uberge3k's Air Force, just came back home. And T3 gunship for Curry coming back. It looks like this is torpedo bombers versus Navy. And you can see these cruisers are doing a very good job. Doesn't look like they took too many losses there. You can see those missiles heading from far away. You need a lot of tactical missile defense to protect against that if you're Curry. And here comes a shield for the EF. Hopeless situation for Curry at this point. That's really Uberge3k's economic advantage. It can turn into a very big Navy, very expensive in terms of mass, but also very hard to counter. Still trying to spam torpedo planes, but they get shot out of the air as soon as they're made. It's quite tragic. And we got missiles coming in. Yeah, and gunships being shot out of the air. That's really all that Curry's done all game is T2 air, and he almost sniped Uberge3k. But T2 air really can't do much against Navy, especially with shields. And now Curry throws in the towel. So very well played from Uberge3k, and so far in this tourney, Uberge3k has won 2 games, Curry none in their matchups, and Curry is out, and Uberge3k moves on to play Lushon this weekend.